If you're past 60, there's one quiet mistake that could raise your risk of a stroke while you sleep. No warning signs, no pain, just one moment you're fine, and the next you wake up unable to move an arm, your speech slurred, or your balance gone. As a neurologist, I've seen it far too often. And here's the shocking part. It wasn't because of smoking, a bad diet, or skipping exercise. It was because of something my patients thought was protecting their health. Vitamins. Yes, the same bottles sitting in medicine cabinets across America. Every day, millions of older adults swallow supplements hoping to guard their bones, sharpen their memory, or boost their energy. And while some truly do help, others, especially when taken at high doses or at the wrong time of day, can quietly set the stage for stroke, dangerous blood pressure spikes, or even brain bleeds. Today, I'm going to walk you through 5 of the most common vitamins that can actually put your brain at risk after 60. We'll look at how they work, the dangers of taking too much, and the real-life stories of seniors who thought they were doing the right thing, until it nearly cost them everything. Let's begin with the most surprising one, vitamin D. You've heard it's good for bones, mood, even your immune system. And yes, in the right dose, that's true. But what most seniors never hear is that too much vitamin D, especially if taken before bed, can quietly raise your risk of stroke. Take Mr. Walter, a 74-year-old Navy veteran, disciplined, sharp, careful with his health. Every morning he lined up his supplements, including a 10,000 IU capsule of vitamin D he picked up over the counter. He believed he was protecting his bones. But one morning, his wife found him confused, unable to lift his right arm, struggling to form words. He had suffered a stroke overnight. His blood work showed extremely high calcium levels, stiff arteries, and erratic blood pressure. The culprit wasn't junk food or smoking, it was vitamin D toxicity. Here's what happens. High doses of vitamin D drive calcium into your bloodstream faster than your body can handle. With nowhere to go, that calcium gets deposited into your arteries, making them rigid and narrow. Add the natural stiffness of aging blood vessels, dehydration, and nighttime blood pressure fluctuations. And you've created the perfect setup for a clot to reach the brain. The scariest part? There are no early warning signs. You can feel completely fine, go to bed as usual, and wake up with your life forever changed. And here's something most people overlook. Many over-the-counter supplements in the US contain 5,000 or even 10,000 IU per capsule, far more than most older adults actually need. In fact, research shows that even 2,000 IU daily may be too much if you're not deficient. If you're taking vitamin D, especially alongside calcium or heart medications, get your blood levels checked. And always take it in the morning, never before bed, when your brain is most vulnerable. Now let's talk about another common supplement. Vitamin E. It's often called the heart helper. Many older adults add it to their routine, hoping it will improve circulation, boost memory, or protect skin. But here's the truth you won't find on the bottle label. Too much vitamin E can increase your risk of a brain bleed, especially if you're already on heart medications. I'll never forget one of my patients, Mrs. Evelyn Brooks, an 81-year-old retired librarian. Sharp, witty, always with a book in her hand. She had a heart valve condition and was prescribed warfarin, a standard blood thinner. Her doctors monitored her closely. Her blood pressure was fine, her tests were stable. But she also started taking a natural vitamin E supplement she had seen in a magazine, 800 IU per capsule. She thought it might help her memory. 3 weeks later, she was rushed to the ER with a sudden headache, vomiting, and confusion. A brain scan revealed a hemorrhagic stroke, bleeding inside the brain. The cause wasn't high blood pressure or a fall. It was the combination of warfarin and high-dose vitamin E making her blood too thin to clot. A fragile blood vessel in her brain burst, and her life was changed forever. Here's what most seniors don't realize. In high doses, vitamin E acts like a natural anticoagulant. If you're already on aspirin, Plavix, or blood thinners, that risk multiplies. Even a small internal bleed can cause permanent damage to speech, memory, or mobility. The daily requirement for older adults is only 15 milligrams, about 22 IU. Yet most supplements on the shelf contain 200, 400, or even 1,000 IU per pill, 10, 20, even 50 times more than you need. Mrs. Brooks survived, but now she walks with a cane and struggles with her memory. Through tears, she told me, "I thought I was helping myself. I didn't know I was making things worse." That's why I share her story, because many people think, if it's a vitamin, it must be safe. The truth is, not all vitamins are safe, especially in high doses and especially with medications. Next on the list is vitamin B6, often advertised as a nerve support or brain booster. You've probably seen bottles in the pharmacy promising better focus, more energy, or healthier nerves. But here's the part most people aren't told. Too much B6 can actually damage your nerves, sometimes permanently. Take Mr. Harold Jenkins, a 76-year-old retired truck driver from Kansas. He came to me because his feet felt numb, his hands tingled, and his balance was off. At first he thought it was just age catching up to him, but then he started falling. Once, twice, the third time, he hit his head on the bathroom floor. When I reviewed his supplements, the problem jumped out. He'd been taking a nerve support formula for over a year. Each tablet contained 100 milligrams of B6, and he was taking 2 a day. That's 200 milligrams daily, more than 10 times the safe upper limit for older adults. Unlike some vitamins that flush out easily, B6 builds up in the body over time, and in seniors it can damage the protective coating around the nerves, like stripping insulation off electrical wires. The result? Tingling, numbness, weakness, tremors, even confusion. Many mistake it for arthritis, aging, or early dementia, but in reality, it's B6 toxicity. Mr. Jenkins was lucky. We stopped the supplement before the damage worsened, but he still walks with a cane and no longer drives. He told me, "I thought I was protecting my brain. I never realized I was poisoning it." The truth is, older adults only need 2 to 10 milligrams per day of B6, and most of that comes from food. But many brain or energy formulas sold online contain 50, 100, even 200 milligrams per pill. That's not just unnecessary, it's dangerous. So if you're taking any nerve or brain support supplements, check the label. Know your numbers. Because in this case, more is not better, it's harmful. Now let's talk about vitamin A. Most people think of it as safe. Good for eyesight, immunity, even healthy skin. And yes, in small amounts it's essential. But here's the hidden danger. Vitamin A is fat-soluble. That means your body stores it in the liver, tissues, and even the brain. Unlike water-soluble vitamins, it doesn't flush out easily. Over time, it can silently build up to toxic levels. Take Miss Dorothy Simmons, a 79-year-old retired piano teacher from Oregon. She was active, independent, and still teaching lessons at home, but one day she developed headaches. Then her vision blurred. Soon she felt dizzy, her speech slurred, and her family feared the worst. A stroke. Her scans told a different story. No clot, no bleeding. Instead, doctors found elevated intracranial pressure. Too much pressure inside the skull, mimicking a stroke. The culprit? Vitamin A toxicity. She had been taking a high-dose eye and skin supplement for over 5 years, nearly 10,000 IU per day, not realizing the risk. Here's why that's dangerous. When vitamin A builds up, it can cause a condition called pseudotumor cerebri, a false brain tumor. The symptoms include headaches, dizziness, nausea, double vision, and in severe cases, permanent vision loss or cognitive decline. The safe upper limit for seniors is about 2,500 to 3,000 IU daily, and that only if medically necessary. Yet many supplements sold online or in stores contain 5,000 to 10,000 IU or more. Combine that with multivitamins or anti-aging pills, and you can quickly exceed safe levels without knowing it. Miss Simmons survived, but now she needs regular eye exams and therapy to manage lingering effects. She told me, "I thought I was helping my body. I never imagined I was hurting my brain." The takeaway, vitamin A is important, but more is not better. Stick to food sources like leafy greens, carrots, or sweet potatoes, and only supplement under medical supervision. Finally, let's talk about niacin, also known as vitamin B3. It's often promoted as a natural way to lower cholesterol, support heart health, or boost circulation. Some doctors even prescribe it, and you'll find it in plenty of over-the-counter heart-healthy supplements. But here's the part most people never hear. In high doses, niacin can actually put your brain and blood vessels in danger. Let me tell you about Mr. Frank Miller, an 82-year-old retired postman from Florida. He began noticing strange symptoms. Sudden hot flushes across his face, a pounding in his chest, and dizziness that hit hardest in the mornings. At first, his wife thought it was stress, and his son blamed blood pressure meds. The real problem was hiding in plain sight. Frank had been taking a supplement labeled Supports Circulation and Cholesterol. The fine print? Each serving contained 1,000 milligrams of niacin, and he was taking 2 per day. That's 2,000 milligrams daily, more than 60 times what most older adults actually need. Here's what happens at doses like that. Niacin causes blood vessels to suddenly expand. That's why people feel flushed or warm. But soon after, those same vessels snap back and constrict. This yo-yo effect stresses the cardiovascular system, spikes blood pressure, and reduces blood flow to the brain. For seniors with already fragile arteries, it's like hammering a crack in glass. Frank experienced a transient ischemic attack, TIA, a mini-stroke. His speech slurred for a couple of minutes before returning. Luckily, it wasn't permanent, but the warning was clear. His supplement, intended to help his heart, was quietly harming his brain. And he's not the only one. Many seniors unknowingly take high-dose niacin, especially flush-free or extended-release versions, thinking they're safer. But even those forms can cause dangerous swings in blood pressure, trigger irregular heart rhythms, or worsen blood sugar control. The truth? Most older adults need no more than 14-16 milligrams of niacin daily, and anything above 50 milligrams should only be taken with medical supervision. Supplements with 500, 1,000, or 2,000 milligrams? They belong in a doctor's office, not on your kitchen counter.
I thought I was doing everything right. I didn't know I was gambling with my brain.
And his words are a reminder, even so-called healthy vitamins can become dangerous when taken in the wrong dose. By now you might be asking, if some vitamins can actually backfire, what should I do instead? The answer is simple. Go back to real food. Your body was designed to thrive on whole foods, not pills. The nutrients in natural foods come in balanced amounts your brain and body can actually use without the risk of overdose. Take the case of Margaret Wilson, a 73-year-old retired school principal from Arizona. When she first came to see me, she pulled out an entire drawer of pills: vitamin D for bones, vitamin E for heart, B-complex for nerves, niacin for cholesterol, a multivitamin, and more. She believed she was protecting herself, yet she felt dizzy every morning, her balance was slipping, and her blood pressure kept creeping higher. So we did something radical. We cleared the clutter. One by one, we replaced the bottles with food. Her breakfast became simple but powerful. A boiled egg for protein, half an avocado for healthy fats, a slice of whole grain toast for steady energy, a handful of blueberries for antioxidants, and a glass of water to hydrate her brain. Occasionally she added walnuts or almonds for extra omega-3s and vitamin E, no powders, no megadoses, just food. Within weeks her dizziness eased, her blood pressure stabilized, and her energy returned. Most importantly, she told me her mind felt clearer than it had in years. That's the power of balance. Your brain doesn't need mega doses of synthetic vitamins. It needs hydration, healthy fats, steady fuel, and nutrients in their natural form. Leafy greens like spinach and kale provide folate and antioxidants. Fatty fish like salmon or sardines deliver omega-3s. Berries fight inflammation. Nuts and seeds supply magnesium and vitamin E. Whole grains support circulation and keep blood sugar steady. These aren't just foods, they're medicine that works in harmony with your body. And here's the final wake-up call. At this stage of life, awareness is your strongest medicine. Your body at 60, 70, or 80 doesn't process supplements the way it did when you were younger. Even good intentions, like taking extra vitamins, can quietly backfire if you're not careful. So respect your supplements, read your labels, talk with your doctor, and above all, listen to your body. Because one small change today, like swapping a pill for a plate of real food, could be the very thing that protects your independence tomorrow. If this message spoke to you, share it with a friend, hit the like button, and subscribe so we can keep learning and growing stronger together. Remember, you're never too old to take control of your health, and every smart choice brings you closer to the future you deserve.